The prices of fruits and vegetables have risen sharply from a year ago, with the retail prices of cherry tomatoes reaching 10,748 won per kilogram as of Friday, up 42.2% from a year earlier.
지난 금요일 기준 방울토마토 가격이 1kg에 1,748원으로 전년 대비 42.2% 오르는 등 국내 주요 과채 가격이 1년 전보다 급등한 것으로 나타났습니다. Yeah, everything's getting more expensive. We've been saying this week after week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoy eating cherry tomatoes. I eat them raw in salads, in pastas. But if you look at the data, the prices of cherry tomatoes have risen over 50%. Compared to the average over the previous 3 years. Like we said in the headline there, a kilogram of cherry tomatoes costs over 10,000 won.
Yeah.
And it's not just cherry tomatoes. Korean melons, chamé, reached 27,896 won for 10 pieces. So for one piece, about 2,800 won, and that's up 35.6% from a year ago. But it's not all fruits.
Okay.
In fact, imported fruits have actually fallen. And the reason for that is the government's direct imports that are being brought in. Bananas have fallen by 22% on year to about 260 won per 100 grams.
Okay.
And mangoes, believe it or not, have fallen as well, about 17.4%. So it's not all fruit,
Right.
thankfully, but I have noticed there have been mangoes are much easier to access in supermarkets here
Yeah,
in
they
Korea,
was
right?
considered a bit of a luxury before.
Yeah.
But I guess not that much anymore.
Because Korea's climate obviously is not, made for growing mangoes. But I mean, I remember the time back in the day when bananas were actually
Oh
very
my
expensive
gosh, you're
in
dating
Korea.
yourself.
Yeah, as well. Yes, bananas were a very rare fruit, and
Yeah.
you had to have you had to be a certain class, perhaps,
Yeah.
because they weren't easily accessible. But
Exactly.
I see that happening with avocados, kiwis, and now mangoes as well.
Yeah.
But if you just look at the prices of these fruits, they fluctuate depending on what they are.
I feel like these days apples are going toward that trend of
Yeah.
becoming a luxury item.
Exactly.
Who would have guessed? 자, 소매 가격 보도록 하겠습니다. 영어로는 retail price.
Yeah, we're talking about the retail prices of fruits, and the retail price is a price that the customer pays when purchasing
Yeah.
a product, as opposed to wholesale prices or manufactured prices. Retail in and of itself means the sale of goods or commodities in small quantities to the ultimate consumer. So when you look at the distribution chain,
Yeah.
starting with the manufacturer, you might have an importer, wholesaler, and all the way down to the consumer.
Exactly. 이제 처음에는 그 도매를 거쳐서 소매, 그다음에 이제 소비자로 가게 되는 거죠. 그래서 이 도매가는 영어로 wholesale prices라고 하는데요. WHOLESALE, wholesale, price or prices 하면 되고요.
Yep.
소매 가격은 retail price or prices. retail은 RETAIL이 되겠습니다. 자, 킬로그램당이라는 거는 영어로 뭐라 그러죠?
Yeah, we use the word per,
Per.
right? PER. So per kilogram. Per simply means for each. So it's usually used with units to express a certain rate or ratio. So here we're talking about fruits in terms of per kilogram. But per in and of itself, it can also mean according to or in accordance with something. So for example, per instructions or as per the rules. It's used with as a lot. So as per the rules, everyone must follow the teacher's instructions, for example.
I think it comes from Latin, maybe.
Either
right?
Latin or
Yeah.
French, I believe.
I see.
It's from there. In French, it would be pour, P-O-U-R.
Right.
But in English, it does look Latin, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just one of those words that's not originally English, but it's just used all the time. PER 이렇게 쓰고요. 킬로그램당 하고 싶으면 per kilogram. 그리고 우리가 이제 1인당 국민소득 얘기한다든지 이럴 때는 per capita라는
Per capita.
단어를 쓰죠. 네, per person 해도 되지만 이제 그 용어가 사실 per capita라는 표현을 많이 쓰는 것
And speaking
같고.
of Latin, that probably comes from Latin as well. Capita
Probably,
is not
yeah.
usually used in English in and of
That's
itself.
true.
Right? Yeah.
그러네요. 네, 그다음에 이제 또 다른 그 사용법으로 as per 뭐뭐뭐 이러면은 뭐뭐에 의하여, 뭐뭐에 의거하여 이런 뜻이에요. 그래서 as per these instructions. 그럼 이 설명에 따라서 이 설명에 의해서 이게 거기에 맞춰서 행동을 하십시오.
Yep.
이런 의미로 얘기를 할 수 있겠죠. 자, 그럼 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. The prices of fruits and vegetables have risen sharply from a year ago, with the retail prices of cherry tomatoes reaching 10,748 won per kilogram as of Friday, up 42.2% from a year earlier. Let's move on to the second headline.
Sales of eco-friendly cars in the country surpassed 100,000 units in the first quarter on booming demand for hybrid vehicles, according to industry data.
하이브리드 차량에 대한 수요가 급증하면서 올해 1분기 국산 친환경차의 국내 판매량이 10만 대를 돌파했다는 업계 집계가 나왔습니다.
Yeah. This is very interesting
Yeah, break it
because
down
we're
for us,
seeing
yeah.
we're seeing more and more environmentally friendly cars on the roads, I
Sure.
believe. But if you look at the sales, specifically here in Korea, a total of over 100,000 cars were sold in Q1 in the first
Okay,
quarter
yeah.
of this year, and that's up 8.7%. So it is on the rise. But if you break it down, of all these environmentally cars, 85% were actually hybrid cars, meaning that they use a combination of combustion gas and electricity.
Right.
Whereas the sale of fully electric vehicles fell by over 50%. So we're seeing a divergence in terms of preference
That is
with
interesting.
environmentally friendly cars, and I have my theories on why
Yeah.
this is true. Because first of all, hybrid cars don't need separate electric charging stations, right? I
right.
believe they take gas
Yes.
and they charge on their own. But whereas EV cars need these specific charging stations, and I'm imagining the infrastructure hasn't caught up yet with the demand.
Sure,
So
sure, I agree.
in my apartment complex where I live alone, it's very hard to find stations, or they're always being used. So
Right.
that might be one of the reasons. But that's my hunch.
No, I think that you're absolutely spot on there. I also drive a hybrid.
Oh, do
and
you? Okay.
Yeah, so I enjoy the benefits of an EV from time to time. It's quiet and eco-friendly and all of that, but I don't need an electric charger.
How long can you go without? Actually, you wouldn't have to charge your car,
No,
so that's not a
yeah,
concern you have.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so I
Okay.
just go to the petrol station and as I would a normal, a normal, what's
Combustion gas.
combustion gas,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you. I just
Gas vehicle. Uh-huh.
fill up and then it automatically
Right.
decides for itself whether it's going to go into EV mode or just the normal combustion engine mode. And, it's convenient. But
You know,
I feel
if-
like I'm doing a little bit for the environment.
Sure, sure,
yeah,
because your fuel efficiency is probably much better as
Yeah.
well. But if I had my own mansion where I have a car garage and I have my own individual charger, I might consider an electric vehicle at this
They
point.
do
But
say that if you have your own plot of land
Right.
and your own parking, spot for
Right.
yourself, then it is a little bit cheaper
Mm-hmm.
to have those charging stations. Whereas in apartment complexes, you have to pay a fee. I
right,
think. So,
but
yeah.
if you want to save the environment, then you do have to make little sacrifices.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll consider. Maybe.
네, 그렇습니다. 자, break it down이라는 표현이요. 이제 하나하나 우리가 그렇게 세밀하게 보자 이런 뜻이에요. 그래서 이제 헤드라인에서는 전반적으로 이런 친환경 차량의 판매량이 늘었다라는 헤드라인이었는데 그거를 break it down 하나하나 세부적으로 보게 되면 EV 전기차는 오히려 판매량이 좀 줄었어요. 그러나 하이브리드 차량의 판매량이 많이 늘었기 때문에 전반적으로 친환경차의 국내 판매량이 10만 대를 돌파했다는 얘기입니다. Booming demand 볼게요.
Yeah, if something's booming, it's growing, right? Or expanding very quickly. And when you talk about demand in economics, it's the need to purchase or a willingness to purchase a certain commodity or service. So if demand is booming, that means demand's going up.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening with hybrid vehicles.
그렇습니다. 급증하는 수요를 말하죠. 그리고 hybrid 우리가 계속 hybrid cars 하는데 what does hybrid mean?
Yeah, the definition is a combination of two things, basically, two distinct elements that are combined, or when two components of different types are combined for essentially the same function. So a hybrid car would be that, where you're combining gas and electricity. Another word would be a composite.
Yeah.
when you combine two things. Golfers out there will know a hybrid club is a combination of a driver and an iron. So it takes the
interesting.
best of both clubs.
네. 두 가지의 무언가가 혼합이 됐다는 뜻입니다. 그래서 지금 전기차는 휘발유 앤드 전기를 우리가 지금 얘기하고 있지만 그 외에도 다양한 하이브리드들이 있죠. 예.
Animals can be hybrids as well.
아.
Like if you combine a cocker spaniel and a poodle,
Yeah.
it's a cockadoodle. All right, and
really? I didn't know that.
that
Okay.
becomes that's a hybrid
Sounds
when
like a
you're
chicken, but-
crossbreeding breeds, right?
Sure, sure. 아, 그렇게 하기도 하죠. 품종끼리 이렇게 교배해가지고 또 전혀 다른 품종이 나오면은 그것도 하이브리드 품종이라고 얘기를 하는군요.
And I believe fruits and vegetables you can also create
sure.
hybrid by mixing and
Yeah, there you go. And that's why you have seedless grapes and seedless
exactly.
watermelons
and,
and things like that.
yellow watermelons.
Yeah.
And,
All right. Here's the headline again. Sales of eco-friendly cars in the country surpassed 100,000 units in the first quarter on booming demand for hybrid vehicles, according to industry data.
Pakistan has experienced its wettest April since 1961, according to the country's weather agency, receiving more than twice as much rain as usual for the month.
파키스탄 기상청이 1961년 이후 가장 습한 4월이라고 표현할 만큼 지난달 파키스탄의 평소 수준의 2배가 넘는 폭우가 내린 것으로 알려졌습니다.
So typically in the month of April, Pakistan receives about 22.5 millimeters.
Okay.
But for this past April, they received 59.3, almost 60 millimeters. So almost three times as much, in fact. And it's the highest rainfall ever recorded. What was in the southwestern portion of the country, nearly, or actually more than 5 times the average there. Over 144 people died in thunderstorms and houses collapsing because of the heavy rains. But much of Asia, a lot of in Southeast Asia, they're getting a lot of hot weather, heat waves. I think Korea has had some unseasonably warmer temperatures these past couple of weeks, but Pakistan has actually seen lower than average temperatures. So there's just weird weather phenomena, and that's why we keep these statistics, right, to see the trends in the climate. But there are differences, and it's affecting people. In fact, human lives are at stake because of these weather phenomena.
Exactly. April rainfall 그러면은 4월의 강수량입니다. 보통은 파키스탄에서 한 22mm라고 하는데요. 이번에는 거의 60mm였으니까 3배 정도나 많은 비가 내렸다라고 볼 수 있겠고요.
Right. Precipitation levels, right? We also call it,
Precipitation
right.
levels 그렇습니다. 이제 강우량이 되겠죠. 그래서 인명 피해까지 있었다고 합니다. 자, 여기서 4월이 굉장히 이제 습했다, 가장 습했다 이런 뜻으로 wettest April이라고 했는데요.
When something's wet, obviously it means it's soaked or consists liquid, such as
Yeah.
water. But when we talk about it with the weather, it means it's just rainy. So it's just a euphemism
Yep.
for rainy weather.
그래서 이제 wet 같은 경우에는 이걸 흠뻑 젖었다는 뜻이잖아요. wet가.
Yeah.
I'm wet, I'm drained in rain. 근데 왜 wet가 이름을 그렇게 불렀는지 모르겠지만 네, 그냥 습하다, 젖었다 이런 뜻이에요.
Yeah. So if I ask you, how's the weather going to be tomorrow? What's the weather forecast? You could say, oh, it's going to be a wet one.
It
Yeah,
is going
it's
to
going
be
to be
a
a
wet
wet day tomorrow. So bring your umbrella, for example.
Exactly. 그렇습니다. A wet day, a wet one. 비가 많이 내릴 거라는 뜻으로 wet라는 것 자체가 습한 것보다도 사실 젖는다라는 뜻이 있습니다. 네. 자, twice as much는요?
Yeah, when something's as much, it means it's the same in quantity. As much as is used to say that two things are equal. So when you say twice as much as, it means that one thing is twice the amount equal to the other thing. It's double the price, in other
Exactly.
words.
2배나 된다. Twice as much. 자, 다시 읽어보겠습니다. Pakistan has experienced its wettest April since 1961, according to the country's weather agency, receiving more than twice as much rain as usual for the month. Now let's move on to sports news.
The world number one in women's tennis, Iga Swiatek, has won her first Mutua Madrid Open title after she defeated number 2 and reigning champion Arina Sabalenka.
여자 프로테니스 투어 무투아 마드리드 오픈에서 세계 랭킹 1위 이가 슈베영테크가 2위이자 대회 디펜딩 챔피언인 아리나 사발렌카를 꺾고 우승을 차지했습니다.
Yeah, it was a pretty exciting final. It went down to the wire. It went the full 3 sets, but Swiatek won 7-5, 4-6, and the last set went down to the very last point, a tiebreaker, a 7-6 match where she won over. You can call this a pretty intense rivalry because they're the number 1 and 2 ranked players in the world. This was Swiatek's 20th
Right.
career victory. She's only 22 years old, believe it or not. She's the youngest player to reach 20 titles since Caroline Wozniacki back over a decade ago in 2012. And, you know, with the French Open coming up, the Madrid Open is, a lot of people say it's a warm-up to that. They both play on clay courts. In these tournaments,
Right.
because every major or Grand Slam in tennis, as they call it, have different surfaces, right?
They do, yeah.
So here in Spain, they play on clay court, and so she's been pretty dominant. She's won 4 Grand Slams, but 3 of them have been at the French Open. So she's looking to use that momentum into the season's second Grand Slam.
Right. Now, Swiatek is Polish.
She's Polish,
and,
yes. So
Sabalenka is Belarusian, I think.
yes,
Yeah?
you know, her name is a pretty tricky one there. And it's Swiatek. There's a that French pronunciation,
Yeah.
Swiatek.
Yeah, in the middle. Although there's no N or G or anything in her name. Okay, well, great match by the two, as you said. It really went down to the wire. 마지막까지 누가 우승할지 모르는 그런 팽팽한 경기였습니다.
박빙, right?
박빙이요.
Yes.
네, it went down right to the final mark, the wire. But it was Swiatek who defeated Sabalenka.
Yeah, to defeat means to win over, win
Yeah.
victory over, or to beat, like you said, right? So she defeated. And the other way, if you're defeated, that means you lost.
네. defeat 그러면은 패배시키는 거고요. be defeated 그러면 패배 당하다인데요. 이제 1위 선수가 2위 선수를 누르고 우승을 했으니까 Swiatek defeated Sabalenka. And Sabalenka was the reigning champion.
And the key word there is was, because Swiatek won, right?
Yeah.
So when you're the reigning champion, that means you're the most recent winner of a contest or competition. You can also say defending champion, or it's the current champion. So congratulations to Swiatek for defeating Sabalenka, and now she is the reigning champion.
영국에서는 로열 패밀리가 있으니까 이 reign이라는 단어를 참 많이 써요.
Yes.
많이 듣기도 하고 이게 뭐냐면 왕위를 지키고 있다는 뜻도 있거든요. R-E-I-G-N 이렇게 쓰고 발음은 우리 내리는 B처럼 reign 이렇게 발음을 합니다. 그래서 reigning champion이라는 것은 그 챔피언 자리를 유지하고 있었다라는 뜻이에요.
Exactly.
그래서 사발렌카가 유지하고 있다가 참패까지는 아니죠. 하여튼 이제 졌습니다. 그래서 그 왕좌라고 해야 될까요?
Yeah.
챔피언 자리를
She now sits on the
스위아텍에게
throne, right?
네, 물려주게 됐습니다. 자, 그럼 다시 한번 읽어볼게요. The world number 1 in women's tennis, Iga Swiatek, has won her first Matua Madrid Open title after she defeated number 2 and reigning champion Ariana Sabalenka. And here's our final headline.
More than 1,000 sea lions gathered at San Francisco's Pier 39 this spring, the largest herd in at least 15 years, attracted by a school of anchovies in the bay.
올봄 미국 샌프란시스코의 39부두 Pier 39에 최소 15년 만에 최대 수치인 1,000마리가 넘는 바다사자들이 먹이인 엔초비 떼를 따라 몰려들었습니다. 이 엔초비가 이 멸치 같은 거잖아요.
Yeah, it's a small
네,
fish that's
그죠?
related
네,
to that.
그죠?
I don't. Have you visited San
I
Francisco
have. I've
before?
visited Pier 39. Yes,
So,
I've been here.
So
Yeah.
even before you arrive here, you can hear the sea lions. They bark, right?
이런 소리가
Arr, 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 right?
이게 더
They do
이게
that,
더
right?
네, 근접하네요.
But what we're seeing this past spring is more than average number of sea lions. And you can actually go to the Pier 39 website and they have a live cam. And I'm looking
Yeah.
at it right now.
How are you?
They're all sleeping under the California sun.
아, 이거
at
너무
the moment.
재밌겠다.
Yeah.
여러분, 그 Pier 39 웹사이트에 가면은 실시간으로 볼 수 있대요. 그래서 지금 이 바다 사자들이 유유히 한 몇 마리 정도 돼 보이나요? 지금 보셨을 때 한 100마리?
Well, just on the barges where they sleep, probably hundreds. But what they're saying is
수백 마리.
this past spring there were over 1,000
Wow.
that came, which is more than average. You know, I didn't know this, but this is a very current thing. It's been only about 3.5 decades that these sea lions have come to this area, and
okay.
there was one that started it, and officials there gave it a nickname called flea collar because it had a piece of fishing net, unfortunately, stuck around it. And then ever since then, several hundred of his friends came to follow, and it's become a major site. To be exact, it's right across from Alcatraz.
Yes,
the
the
popular
jail, the prison.
the prison, from the movie The Rock.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
And so it's a famous tourist spot, like I said. But it's a stopover for these sea lions they go up and down the Pacific coast, and what they're saying is this unusually warm water temperatures this spring have concentrated these anchovies there for these sea lions to feast on. So
해수 온도 상승에 따라서 엔초비들이 여기 굉장히 많이 서식을 하고 그래서 그거에 따라 또 이제 바다 사자들이 많이 오다 보니까 뭐 많을 때는 1,000마리 이상의
yeah.
바다 사자를 볼 수가 있군요.
Yeah, they're known as pinnipeds. Sea lions, seals, walruses, they're all part of the pinniped family.
그러면 이 동물과 관련된 표현을 한번 보도록 하겠습니다.
Okay.
A school of 여기서는 anchovies라고 하고 있어요.
Right. So these collective animal nouns, we use school for fish. It's a large number of fish or any other aquatic animals swimming together.
Right.
So if we do other animals, these are useless knowledge type things because they're not
Yeah.
used as often. But lions, we would say a pride of lions.
Pride of lions.
Right. Wolves are a pack of wolves.
아하.
A flock of sheep, herd of cattle, swarm of bees,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
But sea lions, I guess it's herd for sea lions.
A herd of sea lions.
Although
exactly.
it's a pride of lions,
Yes.
but a herd of sea lions. I guess so.
That's right.
Yeah, like a herd of cows.
Uh-huh. You just have to memorize them.
It is quite difficult. You just have to, as you said, memorize it. 영어는 동물마다 그 그룹을 지칭하는 단어가 다 달라서요. 이 외우는 수밖에 없습니다. 뭐 하나의 법칙이 뭐 이렇게 딱 있다기보다는. 그래서 여기서 이제 anchovies는 school이에요. A school of anchovies. 그리고 sea lions는 herd네요. 참고로 하시면 되겠습니다.
Right. And we talked about how these sea lions gather,
They gather.
right? They come together, they cluster, or they congregate in this location.
모이다. 이제 gather. 그래서 모임, gathering이라고도 하죠. 다시 보겠습니다. More than 1,000 sea lions gathered at San Francisco's Pier 39 this spring, the largest herd in at least 15 years, attracted by a school of anchovies in the bay. That's it for our headlines.
Korea's economically active population is anticipated to plunge nearly 10 million by 2044 amid the country's critically low births, according to a report from the Korean Peninsula Population Institute for the Future.
한반도 미래 인구 연구원은 보고서를 통해 심각한 저출생 위기를 겪고 있는 우리나라의 생산 가능 인구가 20년 후인 2044년까지 거의 1,000만 명이 감소할 것이라는 전망을 내놨습니다. It's not exactly 20 years, but roughly 20 years from now, 2024, we're going to see...
Or 2044.
Sorry, 2044 exactly. Oh, is it exactly 20 years from... It is, isn't it?
Well, we're looking at figures from 2023.
Okay.
So it's
roughly-
21 years, approximately 2
roughly
decades.
Yes, exactly. But 10 million less
Yes.
people. Oh,
yeah.
dear.
So what we have now, or what we had in 2023, when we look at what we call the economically active population, which is people aged between 15 to 64, it was 36.57 million. The forecast, the projection, is it's going to be 27.17 million in 2044. So we're seeing almost a reduction of 10 million people.
Wow.
The other thing that we're going to see in the next 10 years is a decrease in the number of students, especially at elementary school. So 2023, there were 430,000. That's set to be 220,000 in 10 years' time in 2033.
That's about half.
Yes. And so we're going to have our total population, if we look into the far future, if we go to 2065, our total population last year was 51.71 million. By 2065, it's going to be 39.69 million. So we're going to see a drop of something like 11 million, almost 12 million people.
Oh my goodness. We always say 한반도 인구 5천만 명. We just always say that.
Yeah, but we're not going to be able to say
No.
that in 40 years' time.
In 40 years, we'll say 3천만 명. So, oh my goodness. 그래요. 이렇게 인구가 많이 줄어들 것으로 예상이 된답니다. 그냥 사실 그냥 입에 붙도록 우리는 늘 얘기를 하는데 5천만 한국인 5천만 이렇게 얘기하지만 나중엔 40년 후에는 3천만 이렇게 되겠군요. 초등학교 이제 입학생들도 그에 따라 많이 줄어들 것으로 예상이 된답니다. 이게 이제 한반도 미래 인구 연구원이 발표한 2024 인구 보고서의 내용입니다. Now, all of this is anticipated.
Yes, which means it's predicted, it's forecast, it's expected. Though I would say, if you see this term to do with a report, yes, it's more about forecasting. But if you use this term in casual conversation, it's probably going to be something that you're looking forward to.
Yeah.
It's often used in a positive term.
Yeah, that's right. 예상되다라는 뜻으로 쓰긴 했지만 일상 대화 속에서 anticipate라는 단어를 쓸 때는 긍정적인 뉘앙스가 있어요. 대체적으로는.
Yeah.
이런 게 기대가 된다. 이렇게. 근데 물론 이 리포트에서는 이제 인구가 많이 줄어들 것으로 기대된다기보다는 예상이 된다가 맞겠죠. 여기서는. 그렇지만 이제 이런 긍정적인 느낌도 있으니까 뭘 함께 알아두면은 유용할 것 같고요. plunge는 뭐죠?
To plunge is to go down, to dive, to reduce by a lot. The opposite being soar, perhaps.
그렇죠. SOAR, soar가 이렇게 슉 올라가는 거라면은 plunge는 뚝 떨어지는 겁니다. 다시 한번 읽어볼게요. Korea's economically active population is anticipated to plunge nearly 10 million by 2044 amid the country's critically low births, according to a report from the Korean Peninsula Population Institute for the Future. Now let's move on to the second headline.
Rescue workers in Brazil are racing against the clock to save people from record-breaking floods that swept across the southern Rio Grande do Sul state, which borders Uruguay and Argentina.
기록적인 홍수가 브라질 남부 히우 그란지두술 주를 덮친 가운데 현재 구조대원들이 인명 피해를 줄이기 위해 얼마 남지 않은 시간 속에서 사투를 벌이고 있습니다. Tell us more.
It's a very dangerous situation. On Thursday, there was a dam at a hydroelectric plant between two cities in the region that collapsed, which meant that one area in particular was flooded. One entire valley was flooded. We've had storms affecting almost two-thirds of the area. We're talking about two-thirds of almost 500 cities. There have been landslides, destroyed roads, collapsed bridges, no power. More than 1 million people lack access to drinking water. 75 people are now officially confirmed dead. There's something like 100 people still missing, and it's a race against time, a race against the clock to wade through water, to find them, to find anybody who's stranded, and to make sure they can keep them safe.
I mean, I've seen pictures and it just looks like a city that was originally submerged
Yes.
in water.
It's
which it
very
wasn't.
scary, very,
Yeah.
very scary when this kind of thing happens, when this huge natural disaster happens. But the
Exactly.
good news is that rescue workers are on the case.
Yeah, there have been some casualties. A lot of people are still missing, but nonetheless, as you said, rescue work is continuing as we speak. Now, this is called a race against the clock.
Yes, a race against the clock or a race against time means you have to do something within a fixed time limit, and usually a very short time limit. And the thing you have to do is probably very important or urgent. So, for example, you think about newspaper journalists in the old days racing against the clock to get the story in before the printing presses rolled.
Sure.
Or in this case, we have medical teams or rescue teams racing against the clock to find survivors after a natural disaster.
그렇죠. 시간과 싸운다라는 뜻이 되겠습니다. Race against the clock라고 얘기를 해요. 자, 그 다음에 record breaking floods라는 표현을 보겠습니다.
Yeah, so a flood is when water flows over riverbanks or lake banks or from the ocean and causes what should be above water to become underwater, a deluge of such. And record breaking means we've never seen this amount of flooding before.
그렇죠. record breaking이라는 것은 기록을 세우는 이라는 뜻인데 기록적인 홍수의 의미로 record breaking floods라고 했습니다. 그래서 지금 진짜 총각을 다투는 그런 상황을 묘사하고 있습니다. Here's the headline again. Rescue workers in Brazil are racing against the clock to save people from record-breaking floods that swept across the southern Rio Grande do Sul state, which borders Uruguay and Argentina.
A total of 110 new high-temperature records were broken across Vietnam in April alone, more than all of 2023 combined, as 3 heat waves swept across the country.
세 차례 폭염이 베트남을 휩쓸면서 지난 4월에만 베트남의 종전 고온 기록 110개가 깨졌습니다. 이는 지난해 전체 기록보다 많은 숫자입니다. Okay. The weather's been in the news quite a lot recently.
It has,
Yeah.
not just Vietnam, but all over Southeast Asia.
Right.
But focusing here on Vietnam, especially northwestern Vietnam, where there were 3 heat waves, according to the Natural Center for Hydrometeorological Forecasting. It meant that during the period between April 26th to April 30th, there were some areas that were recording temperatures are up to 43 degrees.
Oh my goodness.
Shockingly high.
Yeah.
And so that means that average temperatures in northern and central Vietnam were actually 2 to 4 degrees higher than the same period last year or the year before that. Last year we had the hottest month in May. They had record-breaking temperatures of 44 degrees. But this year we're breaking records in April alone. April 27th, in fact, was the hottest day of the month.
자, 지금 이제 베트남 얘기를 하고 있는데 영어로는 비엔남이라고 하고요. 그다음에 지금 이렇게 고온을 계속해서 기록을 하고 있을 뿐만 아니라 4월 달에 특히 많은 기록을 깰 정도로 더웠다라는 얘기를 했습니다. 이 고온 기록을 High Temperature Records라고 하죠.
Yeah, we had records in the previous article. We're
Yeah.
talking about setting a new record, meaning there's a higher temperature than ever before. And yes, we're talking about high temperatures, not low temperatures,
Yeah.
hot weather.
Exactly. When you listen to the weather report, sometimes they'll say the highs today will range between 20 and 25, or the lows will be -5 to 0 degrees Celsius. And that means high temperatures and low temperatures. 이렇게 최고 기온, 최저 기온 얘기할 때 highs and lows라고도 합니다. 자, combined는요?
Is when you put things together. It could be about temperatures to show that we have more hot weather, more raw record-breaking temperatures this year than last year. Or it could be about combining people together to form a team, to form a group of some sort.
그렇죠. 결합이 됐다라는 의미로 combined라고 썼는데요. More than all of 2023 combined. 4월 달에 이 고온 기록한 것이 2023년 통틀어서 있었던 그 기록보다도 더 높은 것이었다. 이런 의미가 되겠습니다. 그래서 combined가 여기서는 이런 뭐 통틀어서 이 의미로 보시면 되겠고요. 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. A total of 110 new high temperature records were broken across Vietnam in April alone. More than all of 2023 combined as 3 heat waves swept across the country. Now let's move on to our next headline.
A team of bakers in France has set a new Guinness World Record by creating a 140-meter-long baguette, reclaiming the title from Italian bakers.
프랑스 제빵사로 구성된 팀이 140m 길이의 바게트를 만들어 기네스 세계 신기록을 세우면서 이탈리아가 갖고 있던 세계에서 가장 긴 바게트 타이틀을 다시 가져왔습니다. So how long was this exactly? Or like just a little bit over 140 meters, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was. And this is 10 meters longer than the previous record.
Oh, wow.
So French bakers have been angry at Italy for the past 5 years because that's when they last broke this record in Como, Italy. There's very strict criteria because it has to be a proper baguette, which means it has to be at least 5 centimeters thick throughout. So they basically take a measurement of a standard baguette, which is about 60 centimeters in length and weighs about 250 grams. And it has to be made from the traditional baguette ingredients, which
Sure.
is wheat flour, water, salt, and yeast. That's it. So to make a 140-meter long baguette, they needed, it's 152 kilograms worth of ingredients in total.
Yeah.
We're talking 90 kilos of flour, 60 liters of water, 1.2 kilos of salt, and 1.2 kilos of yeast. They baked it, they broke the record, they cut it, handed it out to onlookers, and then gave the rest to the homeless.
Oh my goodness. 자, 뭐 재료도 어마어마하게 많이 들어갔고요. 정확하게는 이제 143m가 조금 넘는데 종전 기록보다 10m 정도나 차이가 난다고 합니다. 그래서 상당히 큰 차이로 기록을 깼고요. 표현 한번 보겠습니다. Set a new record.
Yeah, meaning you're breaking a record, meaning you're the person to do this much for the first time. In this case, have the longest baguette.
네, 기록을 세우다라고 할 때 그 세우다에 해당되는 게 여기선 set예요. 그래서 발음이 비슷하니까 같이 외우시면 될 것 같고요. 기록을 세우다, set a record.
네.
new record면 신기록이 되겠고, break a record도 우리가 많이 쓰는 건데 이제 기록을 깨다라는 뜻이 되겠죠. 그리고 reclaiming the title.
Meaning you take it back again. We use this a lot in competitions in sports, whether it's a team or an individual who used to be the winner, and then somebody else became the winner, and then they became the winner again.
claim the title이라고 하면은 1위 자리를 차지하는 건데요. reclaim the title이니까 1위 자리를 다시 차지하게 됐다라는 뜻입니다. So from this we know that France was number one before, then it lost that spot to Italy, and now it's gained it back again.
Yep, just in time for the Olympics.
Oh yes, that's right. 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. A team of bakers in France has set a new Guinness World Record by creating a 140-meter long baguette, reclaiming the title from Italian bakers. And here's our final headline.
Pop star Madonna has completed her world tour with a free concert at Copacabana Beach in Rio de Janeiro, attracting an estimated 1.6 million people.
팝스타 마돈나가 브라질 리오데자네이로의 코파카바나 해변에서 160만 명의 인파가 모인 가운데 무료 공연을 펼치면서 자신의 월드 투어를 마무리했습니다. How exciting for the fans.
Yeah, and it was this packed crowd. I mean,
Yeah.
they had something like an extra 170 flights coming into the city with
wow.
fans coming from all over the world. It was, according to her official website, the biggest concert ever in her 40-year career. And it's the final one of her celebration tour. It was absolutely massive. Fans were lining up for, well, days sometimes to get a good view. Luckily, it all went very, very well with 1.6 million people on the beach and watching from hotels or apartments or sailboats. And she did all the classics and everyone had a fabulous time. And, well, it's nice to see Madonna bringing a city together like that.
Absolutely. From the pictures I saw, I couldn't really see any sand because the people were covering the beach.
It's like hay and day in a
completely.
summer's day.
Yeah, it's like so many people. I can see the sea and obviously the lights and everything. But yeah, it was a really nice sort of gesture, I guess, to do this free concert.
I think she loves her fans.
Yeah.
And, Rio has a lot of Madonna fans.
Yeah, absolutely. 와, 근데 이 콘서트를 위해서 항공편도 증편을 할 정도였으니 와, 어느 정도 인기였는지 실감이 되네요. She completed her world tour with this.
Yeah, meaning she finished it. She ended it. She wrapped things up.
월드 투어를 이렇게 마무리했습니다. She completed her world tour and it attracted a lot of people.
Meaning it drew them in. If you attract people or attract attention, that means they're either going to be looking at you or they're going to be coming to you or visiting you.
네, attract 뭐뭐뭐라고 하면은 무언가를 이제 이끌다, 끌어들이다 이런 의미가 있어서요. Attract 10 people. 그러면 10명을 끌어들였다. Attract 1.6 million people. 160만 명을 끌어들이는 그런 파워가 있는 콘서트였다. 이런 의미가 되겠습니다. Here's the headline again. Pop star Madonna has completed her world tour with a free concert at Copacabana Beach in Rio de Janeiro, attracting an estimated 1.6 million people.
South Korea's foreign reserves declined by nearly $6 billion in April on the back of market stabilization measures and the appreciation of the US dollar.
네, 외환시장 안정화 조치와 미국 달러와 같이 상승의 영향으로 지난달 우리나라 외환 보유액이 60억 달러 가까이 감소했습니다. We're talking about foreign reserves, 외환
right.
보유액.
Right, so there has been, some fluctuations, I think, in the foreign exchange rate. But according to the Bank of Korea on Tuesday, the nation's foreign exchange or foreign currency reserves stood at $413.26 billion as of the end of April, and that's down $5.99 billion or 0.7% from a month earlier. And the BOK Tuesday attributed the decrease to market stabilization measures as well as a drop in the converted value, of course, of the non-dollar assets with the appreciation of the U.S. currency that we've been seeing lately. The central bank said that the country, or South Korea, is the world's ninth largest holder of foreign exchange reserves, which are sufficient to respond to external shocks, noting the country's foreign exchange reserves reached 25% of Korea's gross domestic product, and this is much larger than the OECD average of 17.5%. And as mentioned, South Korea, as of the end of March, ranked ninth in the world in terms of foreign exchange reserves. China tops that list at over $3 trillion, and it's followed by Japan, Switzerland, and India.
아, 외환 보유액이 이제 foreign exchange reserves인데 이걸 줄여서 foreign reserves라고도 하는군요.
Yep.
또 foreign exchange는 또 줄여서 forex라고도 하죠.
Yeah.
F-O-R-E-X, foreign exchange. 이거를 이제 기니까 이렇게 축약해서 얘기하기도 합니다. 어쨌든 이제 우리나라 기준으로 봤을 때는 우리 원화의 가치가 떨어지고 달러화의 가치는 올랐고 이러다 보니까 외환 보유액의 가치 역시 떨어지는 것을 볼 수 있겠습니다. 떨어지다, 감소하다 이런 거를 영어로는
And we say decline.
Decline.
Right. So if something goes down in amount or quantity, or if something becomes smaller, fewer, or less, we can use the word decline.
decline, D-E-C-L-I-N-E. 줄어들다, 감소하다. What about stabilization?
Right. So stabilization is the process of making something more secure or more stable, meaning unlikely to change, fall, or decline.
그렇죠. 그래서 market stabilization이니까요. 시장 안정화입니다. 구체적으로는 외환 시장 안정화를 얘기하고 있습니다. 안정적으로 뭔가 할 때 it's very stable이라고 얘기할 수 있겠고요. 또 참고로 appreciation 같은 경우는 상승이라는 뜻이 있어서
Right.
US 달러의 가치가 상승했다라는 의미가 되겠습니다. Here's the headline again. South Korea's foreign reserves declined by nearly $6 billion in April on the back of market stabilization measures and the appreciation of the US dollar. Let's move on to the next headline.
Korean-American author Lee Ryun-woo has won this year's Pulitzer Prize in the biography category for her best-selling book, Master, Slave, Husband, Wife.
한국계 미국인 우일현 작가가 베스트셀러 도서 노예, 주인, 남편, 아내로 올해 풀리처상 전기 부문을 수상했습니다. 자, 그럼 여러 가지로 얘기를 좀 하고 싶은데요. 우선은 tell us about the author.
Yeah. Well, she's a Korean American whose
Right.
parents immigrated to the U.S. And holds a BA in the humanities from Yale College, as well as a PhD in English from Columbia University. So, very academic
Right.
and well-studied scholar, I guess.
Born and raised in America.
That's
Yeah.
right, right.
Okay.
So, I think this is great news for the literary world. The author, the Pulitzer Prize, it's a prize that we've all heard about. It honors achievements in journalism, books, and music. So the book has won the prize in the biography category, and they announced that Master, Slave, Husband, and Wife, it has the title, An Epic Journey from Slavery to Freedom, and that was the winner in the biography category. And it's about a family called the Crafts. They're an enslaved couple who escaped from Georgia back in 1948 with a light-skinned wife disguised as a white gentleman and her husband as her manservant.
Exactly. 자, 일단은 작가 얘기를 좀 하면은요. 한국계 미국인입니다. 부모님이 미국으로 이민을 가서 이렇게 해서 미국에서 쭉 나서 자란 우일현 작가고요. 근데 이제 이름을 그냥 일련우로 그대로 갑니다. 근데 그런 분들이 요즘 특히 더 많이 보이는 것 같고
Yeah.
물론 옛날에는 무조건 영어 이름을 하나씩
Yeah.
쓰고 지금도 여전히 뭐 그렇게 하시는 분들도 많이 계시지만 또 그냥 나는 영어 이름 안 쓰고 한국 이름 쓰겠다 하는 그런 분들도 계셔요. 자, 그래서 한국계 미국인이고 그다음에 우일현 작가가 이제 이 책을 썼는데 뭐 우리가 지금 제목에서도 알 수 있듯이 아까 헤드라인에서도 알 수 있듯이 이게 true story입니다. 픽션이 아니에요. 그래서 사실을 기반으로 한 그런 이야기인데 master, slave 끊고 husband, wife 이렇게 읽으면 돼요. 왜냐면 책에서도 표지에 보면은 이제 주인, 노예 그리고 이제 한 칸 정도 띄어져 있고 밑에 보면은 이제 남편 아내 이렇게 돼 있습니다. 그래서 실제로 노예였다가 그다음에 자유인이 되어가는 그런 이제 어떤 부부의 얘기를 그리고 있는 그런 책이라고 하고 저도 관심이 있어서 좀 찾아봤더니 어떻게 해서 그 노예제도가 있던 그 시대에 힘들게 어떻게 이게 자유를 얻게 됐느냐. 아내인 앨런 크라프트가 그러니까 어머니는 아프리칸 아메리칸인데 친부는 그 집 주인이었던 거예요. 백인이어서. 그러니까 본인은 혼혈이에요.
Yeah.
그런 거죠. 그러니까 어머니는 노예고 아버지는 집주인. 뭐 이런 그 illegitimate child이라고
Yeah,
하죠.
yeah.
예, 그러니까 막 합법적으로 난 아이는 아니지만 그래서 본인의 피부색이 좀 옅었어요. 그래서 백인인 척을 하고 그냥 백인인 척 아니라 백인 남자인 척을 하고 이제 성장을 해서 이 혼혈인 사람이 이제 결혼을 했거든요. 이 얘기를 제가 빼먹었네요. 성장을 해서 결혼을 했는데 이 남편은 그냥 아프리칸 아메리칸 역시 노예예요. 본인도 사실은 노예죠.
Yeah.
본인도 노예지만 이제 피부색이 좀 하얗다 보니 이제 변장을 한 겁니다. 그래가지고 본인이 백인 남성 주인인 척을 하고 남편이 자신의 노예인 척을 하고 그러면서 힘들게 어떻게 자유를 얻게 됐다는 그런 내용이랍니다. 자, 그래서 뭐 플리처상 너무나도 저명한 그 상을 받게 됐고 우리 저널리즘에서도 또 굉장히 유명하지만 이렇게 biography
Yeah.
책과 관련된 그런 상들도 나오죠. Tell us about this word, biography.
Right. So, biography is an account of someone's life that was written by someone else. So, in this case, Lee Woo wrote about the life of the Crafts, the couple that made this incredible journey.
Right.
And you can also hear the word autobiography as well, and that's the account of someone's life that was written by themselves.
Exactly. biography는 어떤 사람의 Bless you, you okay? 네. 물 좀 갖다 드릴까요? 있나요?
Yeah.
네.
Yeah.
알겠습니다. 자, biography는 어떤 사람의 인생을 그린 전기고요. autobiography라고 하면 내가 쓴 겁니다. 나의 전기니까 자전이 되겠죠. 그래서 여기서는 biography, 우일현 작가의 이야기는 아니니까 또 다른 사람의 인생을 그린 책입니다. And she's a best-selling author.
Right. So when we say something that's best selling, if we're describing like a product, it means it's extremely popular and it's sold in very large numbers.
Exactly. 네, 베스트셀러 우리도 이렇게 말을 하죠. 그래서 잘 팔리는 베스트셀러인이라는 뜻으로 베스트셀링이라고 할 수 있습니다. 또 참고로 한국 국적의 플리처상 수상자가 과거에도 나왔어요. 물론 여기는 이제 지금 미국 국적입니다.
Right.
한국계 미국인인 우일현 작가가 이번에 받게 됐고 예전에 2019년도 플리처상 김경훈 기자가 받았습니다. 로이터 기자였는데 사진을 이제 그때 당시에 중남미에서 사람들이 이민을 떠나는 아주 급박하고 위험한 그 상황을 잘 포착을 해서 그래서 상을 받은 적이 있습니다. 자, here's the headline again. Korean American author Lee Woo has won this year's Pulitzer Prize in the biography category for her best-selling book, Master Slave, Husband Wife.
The wholesale price of kim, or dried laver, in April nearly doubled from last year, rising to its highest ever level at over 10,000 won for a 100-sheet package.
지난달 마른 김 도매 가격이 작년 동기 대비 2배 가까이 올라 한 속당 10,000원이 넘는 역대 최고치를 기록했습니다. 여기서 한 속은요. 100장입니다. 우리
Yeah.
김밥용 김
Yeah.
말하는 거고요. 네.
I think they're packaged in 10 sheets, and then it's a 10.
그렇죠.
Yeah, so one 10-sheet package, 10 of those packages is called
exactly.
yeah.
그래요. 그래서 이 100장당 10,000원이 처음으로 넘었어요. Tell us more.
Right. So as we mentioned, that one sword or 100-sheet package of kim, it was traded at an average of 10,089 won, which is approximately $7.40 or US dollars and 40 cents in April, and that was a increase of 80.1% compared to the same month back in 2023, and this is according to the state-run Korea Maritime Institute. So it's the first time that the wholesale price of kim surpassed the 10,000 won mark,
Right.
and the institute projects that the price will keep climbing to 10,875 won by later this year in October. So I think we've been reporting on, the popularity of kim-related products, not just here in Korea, but abroad. Like frozen kimbap's really popular in other countries. And then I think people are kind of getting to know this very savory sort of, it's salty, it's savory, it goes well with a lot of different dishes. It can be eaten as a snack. So, exports have been on the rise. And they say that the sudden jump in price, it's actually directly attributed to a decrease in kim stocks. The unit for, as we mentioned, kim is called sok, which refers to 100 sheets. And they say that the total kim stock in April was 49 million sok, which is 25% less than a year ago. So it's getting harder to make while
see.
exports and, people, the
demand,
demand
yeah.
has increased.
수요는 늘고 있는데 공급량이 거기에 따라가지 못하고 있군요. 그러다 보니까 가격이 오르고 있는 모습입니다. 아까 wholesale price라고 하셨어요.
Right. So wholesale price, when we buy something in wholesale, it means we're buying something in large quantities so that it can be retailed off or when we sell it off.
맞아요. 도매 가격이란 뜻이죠. wholesale price. 반대로 우리가 소매 가격은 retail price라고 합니다. 그리고 역대 최고치다. It's the highest ever.
Highest ever, right? So if something reaches an all-time high, we can say, it reached the highest ever point, or it was the highest ever. So it's the highest amount or level that something has ever reached, and we can use it not just for figures, but also with levels of achievement as well.
그래요. 그러니까 여기서 highest ever라고 하면은 역대 이렇게 높은 적이 없었다. 역대 최고치다. 이런 의미가 되겠습니다. Here's the headline again. The wholesale price of kim, or dried laver, in April nearly doubled from last year, rising to its highest ever level at over 10,000 won for a 100-sheet package. Here's our next headline.
Hamas has reportedly informed Qatari and Egyptian mediators that it has accepted their proposal for a new Gaza ceasefire, saying that the ball is now in Israel's court.
하마스가 중재국 카타르와 이집트가 제안한 새로운 가자지구 휴전 제안을 받아들이면서 공은 이제 이스라엘로 넘어갔다고 말한 것으로 알려졌습니다. Tell us more.
Right, so the basis of the ceasefire deal is a weeks-long pause in fighting and the release of several dozen hostages held by Hamas. So on Monday evening, Hamas put out a statement saying that its political leader had informed Qatar's prime minister and Egypt's intelligence chief of its approval of their proposal regarding a ceasefire agreement. And a senior Palestinian official that's familiar with the proposal has said that Hamas has agreed to end hostile activity forever if the conditions were met, and they're hinting that Hamas might be contemplating the end of its armed struggle, and it would come at the conclusion of a maybe two-phase ceasefire drill, with each phase lasting about 42 days. With the first phase including the release of female Israeli soldiers in exchange for Palestinian prisoners, and the second phase including a sustainable long period of calm and the complete lifting of the blockade of Gaza. However, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the proposal accepted by Hamas was, quote unquote, far from Israel's basic requirements, but negotiations would continue.
So the Palestinian group Hamas and Israel, they seem to be on different wavelengths at the moment.
Yeah.
Hamas has said, okay, we agree to the ceasefire. Israel is saying, but we're going to continue to counterattack. So we'll see how this goes. The first expression here is mediator.
Right, mediator. So, we read that Qatar and Egypt has been playing a mediator role in this, conflict. So a mediator is a person whose job is to mediate in a disagreement or talk to the people or groups involved to try to help them find a solution.
그렇죠. 여기서 mediate 한다는 게 중재하다이고요. 중재하는 기관이나 사람한테는 mediator라고 부릅니다. 그리고 the ball is in someone's court.
Right. So we use this, it's an idiomatic expression that's used very frequently. So if you say that the ball is in someone's court, it means that it's his or her responsibility now to take the next action or decision in a situation.
그렇죠. 우리도 이제 똑같이 말을 하죠. 공이 어디로 넘어갔다.
Yeah.
공이 테니스에서 나올 것 같아요. I think.
Yeah.
The ball is in someone's court. 그래서 이제 공이 누군가에게로 넘어갔어. 이제는 네가 움직일 차례.
Your
It's
turn.
your move.
It's your turn. Yeah.
Your
Your
turn
move.
or
Yeah.
your move. 이렇게 얘기를 합니다. 다시 읽어볼게요. Hamas has reportedly informed Qatari and Egyptian mediators that it has accepted their proposal for a new Gaza ceasefire, saying that the ball is now in Israel's court. Let's move on to our final headline.
Demand for psychological counseling has increased in China as worries over economic and social standing bleed into interpersonal relationships, according to experts.
중국에서 경제적, 사회적 지위에 대한 우려가 대인관계에 영향을 미치면서 그 결과 심리 상담 수요가 늘어났다는 전문가 진단이 나왔습니다. Tell us more.
Right. So apparently, a crisis in China's property market, erratic post-pandemic economic recovery, as well as shaky job prospects, along with higher costs for medical care and education, have amplified the sort of mental distress and sense of helplessness that's being felt among China's middle class. So they're saying that they're seeing a rise in conditions like anxiety and depression, and this is happening especially centered around the middle class, which is widely regarded as foundational to China's economic growth and social progress. So according to the World Health Organization, they estimated that 54 million people in China are currently suffering from depression and 41 million are suffering from anxiety disorders. And in recent years, I think health authorities there have made attempts to address this issue. So people are seeking psychological therapy and self-help in larger numbers. So there's been a tenfold increase in the number of counseling institutions from 2011 to 2020, and the number has soared by more than 60% on year in 2022, reaching over 30,000.
네, 경제적, 사회적 불안이 결국은 이제 심리적 불안으로 이어지고 있는 모습이고 추정치이긴 한데요. 세계보건기구 WHO에 따르면은 중국의 현재 우울증이 있는 사람만 한 5,400만 명이 될 것이다. 그다음 불안증을 앓고 있는 사람들이 아마 한 4,100만 명이 될 것이다. 이렇게 추정을 한답니다. 자, psychological counseling 볼게요.
Right, psychological counseling. So when we're talking about something psychological, it means it's going on in your brain. So, it's a counseling or maybe a consultation session with a registered psychiatrist or a registered clinical psychologist for the psychiatric management of a mental, it could be a behavioral, psychiatric, or psychological disorder.
그렇죠. psychological 정신 심리와 관련된 것이죠. 그다음에 counseling이 상담입니다. 그래서 그런 이제 심리 상담, 정신 상담을 psychological counseling이라고 할 수 있고요. bleed into라는 표현도 한번 볼까요?
Right, so bleed into something, it means to spread from one area of something to another area. And when I think of bleed into, I often think of, like when you drop a drop of like paint onto paper, it kind of bleeds through or it spreads on that paper. So you can think of that.
그렇죠. 그러니까 물감 진한 색을 옅은 색에다가 한 방울만 떨어뜨려도 이게 그 진한 색이 쫙 퍼지잖아요. 이렇게 퍼지는 것을 영어에서는 bleed 동사를 써서 bleed into 무엇이라고 합니다. 어디에 이렇게 스며들고 퍼지고 하는 것을 말하고 있는 건데요. 지금 이 헤드라인에서는 여러 우려들, 경제사회적인 문제들 이런 것들이 결국은 이제 대인 관계까지 스며들고 또 그 때문에 심리 상담을 받고자 하는 사람들이 굉장히 많이 늘었다. 자, 그러면 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. Demand for psychological counseling has increased in China as worries over economic and social standing bleed into interpersonal relationships, according to experts. That's it for our 5 headlines.
4 automakers are set to voluntarily recall a total of over 7,700 units of 11 different models due to faulty components, according to the Transport Ministry.
4개 자동차 제조사들이 11개 차종 7,700대 이상에 대해 제작 결함으로 인한 자발적 시정 조치, 리콜을 진행한다고 국토교통부가 발표했습니다. Okay, so that's a lot of cars there. We're
Sure
looking
is.
at several different automakers, but tell us more.
Well, I'm not allowed to name the companies, but
Okay.
it's 4 well-known companies,
Right.
2 Korean companies and 2 foreign companies
Okay.
that operate in Korea.
Yep.
A total of 7,783 units. Two of the local companies, they made the recall because of a manufacturing defect in the exhaust gas recirculation valve power unit.
Okay, so
Which means I don't know, but
Right.
I'm not a car guy, so
Right.
like I could go in. That's why I don't have a car. If I went to a mechanic
Mm.
and they just made something up, like, oh, your Johnson rod is broken, I'd be like, well, I need one of those.
Mm. Right.
Like, sure, how much does that cost? So I don't know what that is, but obviously
Yeah.
it's an issue with the exhaust and the
Right.
gas, so there's some issue there. They say that it could cause the engine to stall
Right. Oh.
while driving, so that's obviously. That's obviously significant. One of the foreign automakers, they had an issue with the rear illumination device, so they recalled over 300 units because of that. And another quite well-known German automaker, they had an issue with over 600 units, and it's a software issue that actually affects the vehicle's mobile app, which could lead to a malfunction during remote automated parking, which I was not really aware of, but I watched a video on it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Does your car have that?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
But I know some cars do, and I test drove one of those.
Oh, did you? Okay.
It kind of blew my mind, actually.
Yeah. When I read this, I'm like,
Yeah.
remote automated parking?
Yeah,
I know what those words mean, but
Right.
is that real?
It is
And it
very real. yeah.
Absolutely is.
Yeah.
Is real. Shows what I know.
So, excuse me there. Bottom line is that 7,700 or so drivers will, I suppose, be contacted about the recalls.
Yeah. Or maybe
And-
some of these are even still not sold yet. We're not really sure
Okay,
about that, right?
Right, exactly. And, in the worst case, your car might stop while you're driving. You don't want that to happen. But it is quite a significant number.
It
As
is.
we are seeing here.
And from 4 different major automakers too. That's
Right.
what stood out to me.
They're not being forced to do this. They're voluntarily doing it.
They sure are, right. So when you do something voluntarily, you do it by yourself. It's your own will. You do it willingly. That's another expression, to do something willingly.
자발적으로 무언가를 하다라고 할 때를 willingly 무언가를 하다 아니면 voluntarily 무언가를 하다 이렇게 얘기를 할 수 있습니다.
You make your own decision to do it. It's like
Yeah.
people might hear the term to be a volunteer.
Yep.
So if you volunteer to do something, you're willing to do it. A lot of times volunteers do things for free.
Yes, of course. 자원봉사자를 volunteer라고 합니다. 그래서 이 voluntary는 자발적으로 뭔가 한다라는 거고 이 자원봉사하는 것도 자발적으로 하는 사람이죠. 봉사를 하는 사람. 자, 그다음에 faulty components는 뭘까요?
Components are parts.
Right.
So, and if you opened up your phone or your computer, there's a whole bunch of different components. Machines have various components. And if something is faulty, it's defective parts.
Right.
So this could either be they weren't made properly, there's a small problem with it, or they found out that they just aren't working properly the way that they were intended to work.
Fault, 그러니까 잘못이죠. If someone is at fault, they have done something wrong. Something can be faulty, and again, that means there's something wrong with
Something
it.
wrong with it,
Yeah,
right? Like you
yeah.
could even, you're having an argument with somebody about something, and someone has a certain position, and you can say, "No, that's a faulty argument. Your
okay.
position is wrong."
It's wrong.
I think it's wrong. Like, or maybe it actually is. Maybe the person is missing some piece of information.
그렇죠. 그러니까 뭔가를 잘못했을 때 우리가 사람한테 It's your fault, 네 탓이야 아니면 It's my fault, 내 탓이야 이렇게 말하죠. 그래서 fault라는 게 그런 잘못됐다라는 의미를 일단 내포하고 있고요. faulty라고 하면은 결함이 있다라는 의미가 되겠습니다.
Did you ever watch Faulty Towers back in the day in England?
The title rings a bell, but I don't
Yeah, it
remember
was like it was like it's a British
Yeah.
comedy,
Right.
about people in I think they run a hotel. Has
Okay.
John Cleese in it? So I think it's spelled differently, but it's probably a play on words because there was always problems with
Right.
it was a comedy, so the
I can
people who worked
imagine, yeah.
at the hotel would always have problems. Like I didn't. It was kind of. When I was a kid, my parents would watch it and laugh, but it was kind of a lot of the jokes went over my head,
Right.
and it seemed old, and they were
Yeah.
speaking with a British accent. They sounded
Sure.
like my grandma.
자, faulty towers는 제가 잘 프로그램 기억은 안 나지만 아마 문제 많은 건물, 문제 많은 호텔 이런 뜻이었을 것 같아요. 자, 그럼 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. 4 automakers are set to voluntarily recall a total of over 7,700 units, or 7,700 units, of 11 different models due to faulty components, according to the Transport Ministry. And take note that there are two ways of pronouncing this number. You can say 7,700, or you can say
7,700.
exactly.
But if you want to do the exact number, so the exact number is 7,783,
Yeah.
you have to say it like that.
Yes, that's right. 근데 뒤에 그냥 이제 100 단위로 탁 떨어지는 숫자면은요. 이렇게 7,700을 7,700 이렇게 발음해도 이렇게 표현해도 괜찮아요.
Especially in headlines, though, we'll always round up or
Yeah.
round down to a rounder number. It's
Yeah.
like you're not going to say 783. You're not going to say that in a headline.
You want to make it as concise as possible for a headline.
Exactly.
그렇죠? 네.
Or even talking, right? You just, it's like around 7,700 or something like that.
I wouldn't say, "Hey Ray, have you heard about the 7,783 cars that are being recalled?"
It was 783,
We wouldn't
was
say
it?
that.
Wow. That changes everything.
Okay, so moving on. Let's have a look at headline number 2.
Headline number 2. Experts have hailed a critical turning point as renewable power generated a record-breaking 30% of the world's electricity last year, driven by growth in solar and wind.
지난해 전 세계 재생에너지 발전량이 태양광과 풍력 발전에 힘입어 처음으로 30%를 넘어서면서 전문가들이 중요한 전환점에 도달했다고 긍정적으로 평가했습니다. So we're going towards, more and more clean energy, environmentally friendly.
Yeah, last year was actually a record-breaking year for that. This came out a report by the London-based think tank Ember, and they have said that because of this 30% threshold that was hit, they believe that the global target to triple renewable capacity by 2030 is definitely within sight.
Wow, okay.
And China actually played a huge role in this. China alone accounted for 51% of new solar generation and 60% of new wind, even though they were still building many new coal plants. So they're still building coal plants, they're still
Okay.
burning a lot of coal, but they're also getting involved with this. And overall last year, total global solar generation was up 23%, and wind was up just a hair under 10%.
Interesting. 전반적으로 봤을 때는 전 세계에 이런 태양광 발전 그리고 풍력 발전 그런 발전소들이 많이 늘고 있고요. 이런 좀 깨끗한 클린 에너지를 사용하려고 하는 트렌드를 볼 수 있습니다. 특히 중국이 굉장히 많은 기여를 했네요. 이 수치가 올라가게 하는 데 있어서. 자, 한번 숫자는 봤으니까 이제 표현 보겠습니다. So experts are saying last year was a turning point.
Absolutely, right. So a turning point is when a time when a major change happens, and that usually affects the future. We use it a lot in sports, like the sports channel in Canada that plays all the hockey games. I don't know if they do it anymore, but when I was a kid, they would have one segment at the end of the game, and it was called the turning point.
Okay.
So it would show that one play in the game that led to the winning team winning. Was it a hit, a fight, a goal, whatever it was? And it was like, time for the turning point. And then they would
Interesting. Yeah.
when Jason was announcer in Canada, he probably
said this a lot.
right?
아, 그렇군요. 전환점이라는 뜻입니다. Turning point. 말 그대로죠. 전환점, turning point.
And I'm sorry, can I just say one other thing?
Sure,
So when
sure.
you use this phrase, what comes after it, right? What article comes after? A lot of the time we'll say something was a turning point in the game or a turning point. So a big win can be a turning point in a team season. In the team season. You can also use of. So you could say, for example, someone got a big promotion and it was the turning point of their career. So you can also use of as well. Turning point of the game, turning point in the game.
It's very useful to know the turning point in something or turning point of something. Now, if something is driven by something, what does that mean?
That's the major cause of the change. Like I always think of it as drive, so it supplies the power
Right.
that makes the change. So some people when they do something they might be what are we driven by? We can talk about people are driven by something. Many people are driven by ambition. Some people are driven by a desire to help other people. Like what was his name, Mr. Cha in the opening. Other people can be driven by revenge or greed. Depends what it is that motivates you. That motivating emotion.
나에게 원동력이 되는 것을 설명할 때 I am driven by something 이렇게 얘기할 수도 있어요. 자, driven by가 무엇에 힘입어라는 의미로 여기선 해석을 할 수 있겠습니다. 그러니까 태양광 그리고 풍력 발전에 힘입어서 전반적인 그 clean energy를 사용하는 퍼센티지가 많이 올랐다. 처음으로 전 세계적으로 30% 이상이라는 수치를 기록을 했다는 그런 헤드라인입니다. Let me read it one more time. Experts have hailed a critical turning point as renewable power generated a record-breaking 30% of the world's electricity last year, driven by growth in solar and wind.
Pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca has begun a worldwide withdrawal of its COVID-19 vaccine due to a surplus of available updated vaccines that target new variants of the virus.
제약회사 아스트라제네카가 자사 코로나19 백신을 세계 시장에서 철수시키기 시작했습니다. 회사는 이 같은 결정에 대해 다양한 코로나19 변이 바이러스에 대응하는 업데이트된 백신의 과잉 공급을 이유로 들었습니다. Okay, so we have plenty of these vaccines, it looks like.
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah,
so
there's a
yeah.
lot of those around the world right now.
Yeah, there's no need to make more, I guess.
No, that's kind of what they're saying. So
Yeah.
AstraZeneca said that all of this surplus of available updated vaccines has led to a decline in demand for their particular vaccine, as well as some of the health concerns that went along with that particular vaccine.
Sure.
I think that would be one of the major reasons why. So this AstraZeneca is no longer manufacturing or supplying their vaccine anymore. Interestingly enough, on May 7th, so just a couple days ago, the European Medicines Agency, they issued a notice saying that the AstraZeneca vaccine is no longer authorized for use. Not the first country or collection of countries to do that. It's actually not been available for use in Australia since March 2023, even though it was already being phased out from June of 2021.
Yeah.
So, yeah, AstraZeneca is kind of one that no one really wants anymore,
But
obviously.
with news like this, it really sort of does hit home in the fact that, you know, we really are now past COVID and post-pandemic and all of that stuff.
Yeah, we're still just looking back and
Yeah.
people are more questioning what happened and the decisions that were made.
Okay. Well, AstraZeneca is withdrawing its vaccine.
That's right. So you actually used it as a verb there. You said they are withdrawing.
Yeah.
But the word we have here is withdrawal. So that's a noun. You usually say you need to make a withdrawal. So go to the bank and you
Yeah.
make a withdrawal from the bank. Sometimes people will demand a withdrawal of comment. Someone makes a bad comment. That's a way it's used. You might also hear about withdrawal symptoms. So someone who was on some type of medication
Right.
or even like narcotics, they can suffer from withdrawal symptoms. You'll even hear people just say withdrawals. They just pluralize that word.
Is that used for people who quit smoking as well?
Yeah.
You know, all of a sudden, you know, they have these cravings and stuff.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
금단 현상이네요. 예, 그때도 쓸 수 있는데 withdrawal symptoms라고 할 수 있고요. 이 withdrawal 끝에 al 이렇게 하면 명사고요. 그냥 withdraw 하면은 동사입니다. 철수하다 이런 뜻이 있고 우리 은행 ATM 기계에서 돈을 뽑을 때 인출하는 것도 withdrawal을 써서 make a withdrawal이라고 합니다.
Go to the bank today and push English on the machine and
Yeah.
you'll see withdrawal.
Yeah.
You'll see the word.
You could say I need to withdraw some money. 돈 좀 뽑아야겠다, 인출해야겠다. 그때도 쓰는 단어고요. New variants.
I felt like it was years ago. It's like a
Yeah.
deja vu explaining
Yeah.
words like this all over again.
We had this in the news all the time.
Yes, it was enough. Anyways, a variant of anything is just a slightly different form of that.
그렇죠. 우리가
So-
변이 얘기할 때.
Right. So sometimes, companies will release clothing and then they'll make a variant of that popular brand or that popular model, for example. Cars, right? Cars do that all the time. There's the main model and there's a variant with a slightly different engine, for example.
Exactly. 네, 약간 변형된 모델이라는 뜻으로도 쓸 수 있는데요. 이 바이러스에 관해서는 변이 바이러스, 새로운 변이 바이러스라는 뜻이 되겠죠. New variants. 몇 년 전엔 정말 자주 썼던 단어입니다. 자, 다시 한번 읽어볼게요. Pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca has begun a worldwide withdrawal of its COVID-19 vaccine due to a surplus of available updated vaccines that target new variants of the virus. Let's move on to the next headline.
China's lunar probe has entered its circumlunar orbit, it is soon expected to bring back 2 kilograms of samples from the far side of the moon, something that's never been done before.
네, 중국의 달 탐사선이 달 궤도에 진입함에 따라 곧 세계 최초로 달 뒷면 샘플 2kg을 채취해 복귀하게 될 것으로 보입니다. We're talking about the mission named Chang'e 6 or Chang'e Luhao.
Right.
And yeah, this is going to be the first to do this sort of far side of the moon exploration and not excavation, but bringing back samples.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And it'll be the first time ever. So
Yeah.
this, if they're successful, right? We
Right.
don't fully know for sure yet, but it is possible. In 2020, China collected samples from the near side of the moon, and now they want to make history by getting samples from the far side of the moon. This mission will last in total from launch date, which was a couple days ago,
Yeah.
53 days. And it's the first of 3 uncrewed missions to the moon planned by China this decade. So when you see uncrewed missions, you know that humans are not on board.
Exactly. We used to say unmanned, but I guess now we prefer to say uncrewed.
Sure.
자, 이제 near하고 far의 반대말을 써서요. near side of the moon 그러면 달의 앞면, far side of the moon 달의 뒷면이 되겠습니다. That's one of our expressions. And circumlunar orbit.
Definitely something you'll never say.
Yeah, it's a
but
difficult one.
Yeah, very difficult. It means to move around the moon, right? When orbit is when, the world orbits the sun, right? So,
Yeah.
And then if you see lunar anytime, you know it means the moon.
Exactly. 자, 달 궤도를 말하고 있습니다. Circumlunar orbit. Okay, here's the headline again. China's lunar probe has entered its circumlunar orbit, and it's soon expected to bring back 2 kilograms of samples from the far side of the moon, something that's never been done before. And here's our final headline.
Scientists have found staggering amounts of lead in locks of hair from Beethoven, shedding new light on the potential cause of his deafness.
작곡가 베토벤의 머리카락에서 엄청난 양의 납이 검출됨에 따라 그의 청각장애를 초래한 잠재적 원인이 새롭게 조명됐습니다. It's a good thing we still have those samples, these locks of hair, and now they're able to really find out what's in it.
And these locks of hair had been auctioned off
Yeah,
years ago
yeah.
and for a lot of money. And then there was some Australian businessman who said, okay, I'll give these locks of hair that I purchased.
To scientists.
Yeah, I sent it to the Mayo Clinic in the U.S. so they could do this testing.
Yeah, and we now have the technology to be able to dissect and really sort of understand what was in the body, perhaps, through the hair. And we now know there was a lot of lead.
Tons of lead, actually.
Okay, how much
So
more than usual?
in one of his locks, there was 258 micrograms, and in another gram of hair, there were 380 micrograms. So 250, 380.
Okay.
A
What does that
normal
mean?
level is 4.
Oh my goodness.
So he's way more. The the team that did this testing at the Mayo Clinic, they said that he had enough lead in his system to, at the very least, explain his deafness and his other illnesses. I didn't realize he was riddled with illnesses.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, absolutely. 자, 일단 보통 정상 수치, 우리 머리카락에서 채취할 수 있는 납의 그 수치는요. 4 마이크로그램이라고 합니다. per gram인데요. 이제 베토벤의 머리카락에서는 이 정상 수치 4를 벗어난 정도가 아니에요. 250, 또 한 머리카락에서는 380 정도의 엄청난 양의 납이 검출이 됐습니다. So what caused it?
Well, they believe it's very likely that it was cheap wine. Apparently, he drank a lot of wine. Back then, in the 19th century in Europe, they used lead in wines and food, as well as medicine and ointment to make it taste better. So there was something that they called lead sugar. It was lead acetate, had a sweet taste. And they often added this to cheap wine just to make it taste a bit better. Apparently, he drank a lot, about a bottle a day.
Oh dear, a bottle a day.
He believed it was good for his health, though.
Right, back then.
Yes.
Yeah, you probably didn't know better. 싸구려 와인 때문이었을 것이다. 이렇게 지금 학자들은 보고 있는데요. 예전에 그때 당시에 베토벤이 살아있었을 때는 이 저렴한 와인 중에는 납 성분이 많이 들어간 와인이 있었다고 해요. 근데 체내에 납 성분이 많이 이렇게 축적이 되면은 청력에 문제가 생길 수 있답니다. 그래서 아마 그것 때문에 청력을 잃지 않았을까 이렇게 추측이 되는 것이고 실제로 여러 기록에 보면 베토벤이 몸에 좋다고 생각해서 하루에 한 병 정도씩 이 저렴한 와인을 많이 마셨다고 해요. We're looking at staggering amounts of lead.
When you see staggering amounts of anything, it means a lot of something. Like this is a more formal way to say it. In normal speech, you might use words like tons. I think North Americans will say tons a lot.
Tons.
Oh, there was tons of people.
Yeah.
There was like staggering amounts. There was tons of it. Australians, funny enough, I always hear them say heaps.
Heaps, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Heaps of money.
Sure.
And a heap is just a pile of something, right? Like you have a heap of clothes on the floor.
Sure.
Or
You
a
might say
lot of
loads
something.
of something.
Yeah, loads is that's the other one I was
맞은,
thinking about.
맞아요. staggering이라는 게 엄청난이라는 뜻입니다. 그래서 엄청난 양의 납이 검출이 됐습니다. And it shed new light on why he went deaf.
When we talk about shedding new light on something, it's when some new information is exposed. I don't know if you're keeping up on the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef right now.
No.
You're not keeping up on that? They're doing diss tracks to each other.
Okay.
And these tracks are shedding a lot of new light on
They're both
information
musicians.
Yes,
Right,
Drake
right.
and Kendrick Lamar,
Right,
the
yeah.
two biggest rappers in the
Rappers,
world.
yeah.
These diss tracks, they're saying a lot of bad things about each other. So it's shedding a lot of new light on things we didn't know about these guys. Whether these claims are true or not, it is like the internet is blowing up about this.
자, 새롭게 조명하다라는 뜻입니다. 새로운 사실이 드러났다라는 뜻인데요. Shed new light on something이라고 합니다. Here's the headline again. Scientists have found staggering amounts of lead in locks of hair from Beethoven, shedding new light on the potential cause of his deafness.